Hi guys, it's me, the Big B again, yet another video. This time I'm going to cover something that I did in another video, but on a different device. I did some iPhone ghost hunting apps that teams could, especially teams who don't have a lot of finances and can't afford a lot of expensive equipment, can use your mobile phone to pretty good effect. Now, this time I'm going to cover some different ones, but on a different medium, Android. I do apologise for the pink cover, it is not mine. It's my wife's phone. I don't actually have an Android phone at the minute. And this is the Wildfire. Not quite my phone of choice. They're not brilliantly fast. They're alright for what she uses it for. But I've gotten some of the latest ghost hunting apps on here. And I thought I'd give you a look like I did with the others. Now, we have the good old classic Ghost Radar, which again on here is exactly the same as the iPhone. It does the job and I quite like it. It's my favourite at the minute. Next, if I can get this the right way around, we've got all-in-one ghost hunting app. That's similar to a one, again, I reviewed on the iPhone. That's an all-in-one. It's got EMF, EVP, radar, and that all built into one app. Entity Sensor Pro, which was the most expensive, sort of a tenner, but again I got it from the alternative market, which any eagle-eyed of you can see. I've got Aplanet, Blackmart and Panda app, which are all alternative markets where you get your stuff for free. But that was the most expensive one, and funny enough, it's the one that crashes the most. But again, it's still a good app when it works. And Ghost-Roid, which again is a very good app. Now I'll just start at good old classic Ghost Radar. Again, I like this app, straight to the point. It uses all the sensors on the phone like it does on the iPhone. It uses the tilt sensor, it uses the microphone, all the sensors, and the fact that phones can detect EMF fields, which I'll show you does work, and tries to, allow entities to communicate through it. Now, we have had good success with these, very good success, but you have to be in the right place, obviously, and, but they do work. Again, you get little blips when it detects. That's not detecting a ghost. It's not saying there is a ghost when anything pops up. What it's saying is it's picking up either low frequency sounds or whatever, or EMF fluctuation, and it's displaying it on there. But that's not saying it's a ghost. If you move too close to the monitor and things like that, it can set it off, because everything gives off electromagnetic field. But still a very good app, and it does talk. But again, most people know about that one, so I'm not going to go into great depth over that one. The next one I'm going to show you is the all-in-one app. All-in-one ghost hunting app. Now, on this one, I'll just go back because we went at the beginning of the screen. You get this, and what you've got is if I can get this the right way around, EMF detector, scanner like the Ghost Radar, but not quite as good, the scanner on that bit. That's one of those Ouija board type things, but I don't like that. I wish they hadn't put that in, to be honest. Then you've got EVP, which lets you do live EVP, recording EVP, and such forth. But I'll give you a quick look at a couple of them. EMF detector does work. You can't show it on here, but if I go close to the monitor, it doesn't really do anything. But if I go, you can see it's on like 400 or 500 there. If I go down to the bottom of the monitor, which I've done now, we're up to 600, 700 and climbing 800. So it does detect electromagnetic fields. And if you put it to the back of the computer, it shoots right to the top. So it does actually work. All of them type of things do actually work. Now the second one in the here is the scanner. And again, it's supposed to be a bit like Ghost Radar, where you see you've got the separate scanner, and then you've got a warning thing here, and the little blips that appear here. Now, it uses the same type of idea. It's basically scanning for electromagnetic fields or low frequency sound, which my voice tends to set these off because I've got a fairly deep voice. But again, I'd rather use Ghost Radar for that because it's quite good. And you've got also the EVP section, where you can do live EVP that doesn't record, it just shows you graphs and things of the sound it's hearing. You've got record EVP to the SD card, so it's recording, it's capturing while you're listening, and advanced. But I'll just show you the live EVP bit. So there, it's now detecting my voice, but you can see it's detecting it at the top, but it's detecting low frequency, high frequency, all different frequencies of sound and the decibel level and everything. So obviously if you're in a quiet environment and no one's there, you can use that. You can actually see if there's any low frequency sound that you're not hearing but is actually going off, which entities can use different frequencies of sound. But again, I quite like that. It's quite a nice feature. I'll just quit out of this one. I'm not going to show you the spirit board thing because I really don't like that. That was just to me a bit silly to put in this. So I'm just quitting out the app now. It takes a couple of seconds to come out because again, Wildfire, not the fastest phone in the world. Right, entity sensor. Sometimes crashes, like I said on this, but basically it's a basic EMF and EVP. If you just press that button there, it'll start doing, if I can hit it backwards I can, again it'll do the same. You've got little lights and it's given, and again you can see it's given roughly the same base reading, but you can actually set the base thing on this by pressing the base button, and it'll set that as the base level. And again, if you go closer to the thing, again it won't do it off me little camera because that's not giving off much of an electromagnetic field. But again, it's 500 there. If I put it down to the bottom of where the power's coming in the monitor, it's 7 and 800. It shoots up. So again, it does work. But with this one, you can press record, the button there, record, so it actually starts recording sound while it's doing its EMF. Or you can do the next one, which you can set it to record if the EMF goes above a certain level, which again is a handy feature. I don't know whether it's 10 quid handy feature, but it's a handy feature. And I suppose if you're using it on a better phone than this little screen, if you had a great big HD Desire HD running Android or one of the Galaxy S2s, it'll probably be a different experience. Right, next one, well actually last one, is Ghost-Roid. Now this is an interesting one because it has quite a few sensors. It's got subsonic, supersonic, audible sound and magnetic field, which is EMF. And again, the EMF does work. And I assume the others do work because they pick on just listening to the microphone and listening for low frequency sounds and different type of sound thing. But it's handy that it's all on one screen. There are no other real settings. You can't do anything by put the screen on, or you can put the sonar on, so it will make a sonar, and you can use GPS as well, which will turn the GPS on. I think I've got the sonar bit switched on. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, there, it's making the ping sound, so it's making a ping. Don't know what the ping exactly does, or what use it is. But basically, I think the ping denotes when it's picking up a high EMF reading. Because if I put it to the bottom of the monitor, the EMF field, yeah, you can see it's starting to pick up there. It's picking up on the high EMF. So that's basically what that does. But that could get annoying if you're doing a ghost hunt and it's pinging all the time. But it just proves a thing that it does work. And the apps do work. And it's still going there, even though I shut the... That's because it's running in the background. Obviously, a little foible of Android, you've got to have Task Killer on, because even when you close an app down, sometimes it's still running in the background for you, which you kind of like is a good thing, but also can be a very bad thing as well. But very good apps, well worth the money. I'm not quite sure that Entity Sensor Pro is worth a tenner, because it's doing just what the others do. Like the lesser ones that are only a couple of quid. It's an EMF detector. Some of them, you can actually get some of them for free on the market. So whether it's worth a tenner for those extra couple of recording features, I don't know. But if you're getting it from the alternative market, it doesn't really matter, because it's not costing you anything anyway. But if you're into Ghost Hunt, now you want to get into it, you can't afford all the fancy gear, you can use your mobile phone. Whether you're on Android, whether you're on iPhone. Windows 7 phones, not really. They're just starting to bring out a couple of apps for that, but they're not very good. iPhone's my top choice for these apps because they are a little bit more polished, but you can use them on this and the classic Ghost Radar. So basically, within your phone, you've got those apps. So you've got EVP recording capabilities, you've got EMF detector, sound detectors, you've got a decent camera on a lot of these phones now. Now, they kind of shoot in night, like dark, but if you have a separate infrared light source, which, you know, some of like our night vision cameras do have, you can get them separate. You can get torch versions that you can hold. Now, if you have something like that, these will be able to see in the dark just as good as any night vision camera, because there's nothing special about a night vision camera apart from they have the infrared LEDs on. The, you know,
give off infrared light that you can't see, but these cameras can pick it up, and it's like being in daylight, albeit black and white, but it's in daylight, like looking in daylight. This would still work. So you've got an all-round sort of thing, and you can take photographs in the same thing. So you've got an all-round little ghost hunting piece of equipment in your pocket, and if there's a few of you doing a ghost hunt, you've got different phones and things, you can all have your own little device. So I wouldn't say I would rely on them. Obviously you can get better than having the real kit, proper EMF detectors and things, but on a budget I would definitely go with them, and I would use them. Especially, like I say, the Ghost radar, where the theory is the entity, whatever being energy, can manipulate the energy around the phone to pull out words and things. And we have had some interesting conversations with some of them apps and come up with some very, very spooky information. But I'm going to leave it there because we're going past the 10 minutes. Quick video. Those are the main ones. There's a couple of others, but they are not very good. They're the main good ones. So check them out. And again, got any questions, just leave us some comments and I'll get back to you, and I'll see you in the next video, which I'm hoping is a proper ghost hunting video, because we've just put the lower bands one we did, and that's just the last video I posted, so go and have a look at that if you want. And we've got a couple of interesting ones coming up, so keep an eye on the channel, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next time.